You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.
I don't think the listeners know your Twizzler affinity, because that's like a John Bloom
staple.
Yeah, that's like in your character bio. That's like number 4.
One of my favorite candies.
Yeah, if we can hear they can all hear you chewing.
I'm almost done. I got 2 more bites, guys. Bear with me.
Okay, so we recorded the episode that was supposed to be the main episode for this week like a few days ago, right? Remember what we talked about? We talked about all the alien stuff. We talked about the Flash and Hollywood's hypocrisy and all the cancellations. Remember all that?
Nope.
Okay. Well, we talked about all that. Remember the guy, the Navy guy was like, we have, right? Remember that episode we recorded?
Yeah.
So that was, we did the main episode. We were like, this is
Twizzlers
the episode.
are so good. Not the red vines, but Twizzlers.
We recorded that a few days ago. And then within the last couple days, so much shit has happened that I was like, we have to record an episode because we're going to be so irrelevant. So we're going to make that main episode, or I guess with your permission.
The answer is yes. I don't mind because you do production value. But why do we even say that? We didn't have to tell people.
No, because one, it's to drive people to the Patreon. Wink, wink. So patreon.com/daddyissuespod is where that episode's going to be. But also because that episode, we treat it like a main episode. You know, we did a fatherly advice. We did all this stuff. So people listening to that on the Patreon would have been confused otherwise. So I'm giving a heads up.
So that Patreon get a fatherly advice. That's pretty nice.
The Patreon this week, we recorded as the main episode. And it's a really good one. Remember, we really enjoyed it. Remember all the stuff about the Flash and how Ezra Miller was canceled?
Yes, the Flash.
Yes.
I know you're talking about. I was thinking like Light Flash.
No. So we talked about all the alien stuff that's been going on, which was super cool, and the Flash and cancellations in Hollywood, all that stuff. But when I tell you, like, so much
we're gonna get to it.
Shit has happened in the last 2 days.
All right, a couple of things.
Yeah. I was like, we have to.
You got it. Whatever you need. So we're on location right now in Miami, right? At our unit. And
I wish like I had a Miami button.
And we have to hold
the land where the heat is on all night.
It's actually a good song.
It's a great song.
I actually have to hold my mic. I don't like it. Can you get little stands? No. Listen to me.
I have stands
that will work with these.
No, I would need specific ones for these giant.
All right, can you buy? We make enough money with the thing. Can you buy?
You want stands, but then you have to lean up. You have to,
no.
See, like if it's here, you can't hear.
Good point.
See,
good point.
You have to lean into.
Can
it
we
the
do
whole
a
time.
string like this and you hang it from here?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I could bring the arms. It's just a pain in the
Twizzlers
ass.
is so good.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So a lot of shit has happened. I guess there's a lot to talk about. So we'll just like run through.
We have a famous guest in the room. Hello. Don't worry. The video's out there. He doesn't want us to mention name.
He blocked his face like the video's on.
He doesn't want us to mention name because he
just don't even.
He's a celebrity and he can't have
just don't even
any
say
affiliation. Even though we're very close friends, it's terrible. He's shaming me for my difference of opinion.
No, he's not shaming you. He's
afraid of being cultured.
He's being
canceled.
Run by the woke.
He
mob.
is. He's afraid of being canceled.
Yeah.
What's up, my little bitch? Don't worry. No one knows who you are. We'll keep your name. What name should we give him? Lamar?
Why do we need to give him any name?
Let's give him Lamar.
Yeah, because he's definitely black.
Okay. Oh, why do you say they were black?
Well, Lamar is a black guy.
Oh, I meant the gay, but okay.
Lamar as a gay name.
Lamar.
Okay, well, if you do it like that. Okay, so I guess first let's just talk about, let's get out of the way all the sub stuff, the submarine, right? Have you been following?
Isn't that sad?
It is sad, but like the whole story, you know, what happened before, what happened during, what's happened after.
Oh, you the one who told me how small it is? It's like the size
of size of like a minivan.
Yeah, could you imagine 5 people?
That's not. I would even think it'd be smaller. You know,
no, but isn't that crazy to be stuck in like such a small area like that?
No.
Oh yeah,
for a couple hours.
Oh, it's only a couple hours?
I think it was like 8 hours total.
Oh, that's so sad.
Okay, so back
father and son.
Yeah, so much has come from it though since, right? Like you probably just know like the peripheral story.
I only know
because you haven't been following
died.
like on the internet.
I don't go on the internet.
Right. So
the
like
dark web.
For the last like 3 days. So like
Should
3
I
or
get
4
another
days
Twizzler?
ago. No.
All right.
You don't need it. 3 days ago, 4 days ago.
Make up your mind. Which one?
One of them.
Okay.
News broke out. Like no one had even heard of that this was a thing. But then news came out like, oh my God, there's this submarine that these people were going into to go down to the Titanic. It's disappeared. We don't know where it is, and we
Do they
can't
know where the
communicate.
Titanic is located?
Of course, people go there.
Okay.
Like James Cameron, the director of Titanic,
Yeah.
has been there 33 times.
Okay, it's like 2.5 miles down or something.
It's 12,000 feet down.
Just how many miles?
A mile is 3,500 feet or 5,300 feet.
me use Siri.
It's very far down. It's very, very far.
Siri, how many feet in a mile? 5,280 feet.
Right. So, yeah. So the second one that I said 3,500 or 5,300. So it's almost 3 miles.
All right.
Straight down. But yeah, they know where the Titanic is. It's been mapped fully, right? Like, and there's been, you can go on YouTube and watch subs film the whole thing, right? So we know. But so we got news. Oh my God, this thing, we've lost communication with them, right? So then over the last couple of days, the story's been like developing. And then as of yesterday, we're recording this on Friday. This is Friday. So as of yesterday evening, we learned
They died, the oxygen.
well, yeah. So yesterday
Lack
morning,
thereof.
So the whole world was like captured. Like everyone, no one heard of this thing, but then everyone for the last few days was like following along with the story. Everyone was learning about subs and the Titanic and all this, and everyone was following. They have 96 hours of oxygen left. Now they have 80 hours. Now they have 30 hours. Right. So everyone was following, and there was this huge global rescue mission. Right. They were like, Russia sent some Cold War subs to go fight. France had a robot that they went. So it was like the whole world got involved with this to be like, we need to rescue these people, which was kind of cool to see, like,
Everybody come together.
yeah. And everyone was really, really into it. And it was a race against time. Unfortunately,
Time won.
well, so it wasn't even that time won. So as of yesterday evening, or as of yesterday morning, again, we're recording this on Friday. So as of Thursday morning, because everyone's listening to this on Monday. So as of, oh, my mic is cutting it. Hello?
I hear you.
Hello?
I
I
hear
can't
you.
hear myself. Oh, there we go. Okay, here's my headphones. So as of Thursday morning, they were like, okay, now we know they're out of oxygen. So they're dead. But now it's turned from a rescue mission to a recovery. Then yesterday evening, they started finding
It
debris.
imploded, right?
So they found like a piece of the door. And here's the crazier thing too. The sub is bolted from the outside. So they have to be unscrewed by someone out of the submarine. So even if they came up to the surface, if we didn't know where they were in time, they still would have suffocated, right? Because they couldn't get out. But we started finding.
That's a stupid design.
I think it has to be that way. Maybe
Stupid design.
It's like when they go to space, the capsules that they come back in, they crash in the ocean, and we go and get them because they can't get out themselves. There's got to be a reason for it. But anyways, so then yesterday we started finding pieces of debris, and everyone now is, and since this morning actually, so as of Friday morning, they have like video of like a debris field. So they've like found.
So what if, because there was no oxygen, it implodes from the inside out? Is that what happens? Like a Coke can?
What they're speculating now is that either there was like a pressure change and the thing wasn't strong enough to handle it, or there was a little air leak or something, and the thing completely imploded.
None of it matters.
What do you mean?
They're dead.
Why it happened?
Yeah.
Right. So they're
Like
theorizing
news,
now.
I get it, but it's like a terrible thing. And
Well, yeah,
what
but
difference? I'm just not trying to be difficult. What difference does it make? What happened after they died?
because the world has reacted to this in really, really weird ways that I'm sure you're unaware of. So that's why I'm going to tell you. When the news first broke, everyone was like, "Oh my God, this is crazy! This is so sad." Then, like a couple hours in, people started learning who was on this ship, and the whole news and narrative started to shift from people online. The people on board, it cost $250,000 to go on this thing, right? Per ticket.
Okay.
Yes. So it was $250,000. So you have to be wealthy, right?
So that one fallen son spent $500,000 to go.
Yeah. The father was a billionaire, a multi-billionaire, that father and son. Two of the people on the ship were billionaires. One of them was...
And why would they go? Just because they want to go?
Yeah. Why did you hike
Oh, I see you
Kilimanjaro?
saying you want to go see Titanic.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which I don't get at all. I don't know why anyone would want to see the Titanic. It's just a ship. It's not even old.
I'm with you, but it's like they could say I did it.
But but like I can see it. If they were like, we found the city of
I would
Atlantis.
not want to go and see the fuck go under the water that far.
If tomorrow they were like, we found Atlantis And Bronson, you can go in a submarine right now. To go, I would be like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
All right, so it's a company that has 4 spots to go on it.
Correct. One of them is the driver.
I'm with it. Okay,
Yeah.
I understand. I did not know. I thought it was a private company doing an expedition for whatever reason.
No, it's a company called Ocean Gate. And so there's more to the story involving that too.
And then they had other issues. There were ex-employees that said there were issues with the mechanism, and then one got fired and things like that.
So that's why like more things are coming out with this story. It's like developing.
Major lawsuit.
Yeah, especially because all
Billionaire.
the people on the ship were very wealthy.
But here's the thing, though. The amount of insurance isn't going to be significant after that's done. It's just the company will go bankrupt. No,
the
by the
company
way,
will definitely go
no
bankrupt,
one's
too.
taking a submarine now after that.
Right. Not a private one.
So if they have, let's say, 1 million, maybe 10 million tops, that's all there is in the amount of insurance, the insurance limits.
Sure. And it's like
doing the kind of work you're in.
Yeah, but also can't you, like, if this billionaire has a life insurance policy on him and now he's dead.
Well, as far as the billionaire family doesn't need it, right?
Yeah.
Number one. Number 2
They're also, the billionaires were the billionaire and his son were Pakistani. So
then
they're
who cares?
Pakistani.
Why are we talking about this?
Okay, well,
I'm only joking, people. That's
but
just joke.
they might have different life insurance stuff.
So here's the thing. The life insurance component, I'm sure is life insurance, but then again, there might be disclaimers like illegal use, jumping out of a
Right,
plane,
like doing very unsafe things.
There might be hey, Lamar, hey, I'm talking to you. Being that you know this area of law, so if there's don't worry, I'm not videotaping you. Don't worry about it there, pussy. If there's life insurance, if are there exclusions, like if the person that died, the billionaire that died in the submarine, if he has life insurance, do you think there's an exclusion for, I know not specifically doing a submarine. I know they talk about like jumping out of an airplane, drugs, things like that. But could there be an exclusion?
He said usually not.
Wait, but let me finish the question there. Could there be an exclusion for like dangerous extreme activities, or they'd be very specific in the policy? All right, so Lamar
specific.
thinks that it.
And I doubt the Pakistani life insurance company said dying in a submarine to go to the Titanic.
But it's not a. But is he Pakistani? But still a billionaire, so he's not an idiot,
right?
So the policy, and who knows the amount of policy, but either way, he's financially secure his family.
Sure,
but it's a loss of a child and a father is terrible.
Yeah. So
and what do you do to become a fucking billionaire? That's huge.
I don't know. Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah,
billionaires, like they talk about, like it's like $50.
There were 2 billionaires on the ship. And the owner of the sub, the company, the pilot was extremely wealthy too. And here's even the weirder part. Again, so many stories have come out from this, like in the last couple of days. I don't know what to believe because you never know what is true or not until like 2 months after the dust settles. So when you said like ex-employees said it was unsafe, it's like, I don't even believe that. It might be right. It might be wrong. I just don't. I'm not going to take that as factual yet, unless I speak to that. Because now, like yesterday, the billionaire's sister, who was estranged with him, right, said that like he forced his son on, and the son didn't want to go. And it's like, how do you know? Like, how can we trust any of this?
And you know what? And in 3 days, they'll be on something new in the news.
Sure.
Because this summer will be completely forgotten, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's just sad the way it is.
But so it took a political angle.
Oh, I didn't know why and how.
So because a lot of people, once they found out that they were billionaires on this ship, they were like, "Fuck this submarine." They were like, "These people deserve to die. Why are they doing that in the first place?"
That's retarded.
A lot of people said that.
But isn't that their choice to do it?
Of course. But a lot of people were like, "Why are we all caring about this? They're billionaires," which is moot. That doesn't matter, right?
Because it shows you how sick that is.
That was like 90% of the internet was like, who the fuck cares?
But the black homeless mental fucking retard that got killed for fucking, who's in jail 54 times and threatened people's lives in the subways, those are what we need to care about. Or George Floyd, who fucking is a criminal.
Well, so a lot of people this week also, and this is where it got so interesting, because this week also there was a migrant boat that was like going through the Caribbean, like migrants escaping somewhere, right, to try to come to America. I don't know the exact details. That sank, right, which happens because they're
when
like,
was this?
This week also.
Okay. From where?
I don't know. I can get the details.
Okay.
Which that happens, right? Like if
that's a risk.
They overload these boats. They're very unsafe. They're usually by illegal cartel people that are mules that are, or not mules. They're called coyotes, right? That are like smuggling people across the borders. So those are dangerous. That thing, let me see.
No, they call mules too.
Mule is if you're carrying something through to a border. Yeah. Like if you're smuggling something, right. Not it. But a coyote is someone that smuggles humans.
Gotcha.
Migrant boat. Okay, here, let's see. So no, it was in the Mediterranean. The hull of the fishing trawler lifted out of the water as it sank, catapult, with hundreds of people still missing after the overloaded vessel capsized in the Mediterranean on June 14th. The testimony of those who are on board paint a picture of chaos and desperation. Where were they coming from? Oh, here. The boat was carrying 750 Pakistani, Syrian, Egyptian, and Palestinian refugees. Only 104 people have been rescued so far. So this was the boat that they were on.
Bigger. Let me see. I can't see it. All right. That looks like Lake Boca.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's very dangerous. So
Could you imagine?
So they were escaping all those countries to go to Greece. Okay. So that boat sunk and was missing, and a lot of people were missing. Okay. And then this submarine happened. So a lot of people were like, and this is the first time you're hearing of this, but you've been hearing of the sub. But
I'm in America,
right? But it's also like the sub rescue mission, has been. So a lot of people were saying this is insane and so wrong that this migrant boat no one cares about because they're brown and black people. But the submarine, we're doing the whole world is getting together. We're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions probably. The military's gotten involved, the Coast Guard of multiple countries. Why are we doing it for 5 billionaires when there are 750 poor migrants? So a lot of people were saying that.
All right, but what is 750 poor people going to do in this world? What good are they going to do?
That's not the stance I took.
Only teasing,
the stance I took was like, the reason why is, one, because it was a submarine that went missing, right? So that doesn't happen all the time. Migrant boats capsizing happens all the time. Doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about it, and it doesn't mean that it's not sad, right? But it happens much more frequently. And of course, people who are billionaires, their families are going to be like, we need to spend every single dollar we have to rescue these people.
And they probably do more good for our country, for the world anyway.
But right, doesn't that make more sense? Like, who has if these are migrants, the people back home, their families don't have the money or the capability to be like, we need to find them. But billionaires, of course they do. So it's like that.
Yeah, they're going to raise
just
shit.
Right there.
They're going to raise shit, right.
So a lot of people were like, fuck this whole thing. This is absurd.
People have too much time in their hands.
And then, so Seriously. That was what the left was saying. Then the right was saying, so because there were all these promotional videos that the company was releasing.
Like what, discounts? So they go next week? What are they saying?
No, beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Right, like a year ago, they were like, Ocean, like CNN ran a profile, Ocean Gate, taking people down to Titanic, whatever. And the guy, Stockton Rush, who was the head of the company, which interestingly, fun fact, I don't know if this is true or not, I saw it, that his great-great-grandparents were on the actual Titanic. They were the Rush family that died on the actual
That's why
Titanic.
maybe he had the interest to do this.
Right, which is cool. But it's also sad that now he has
like
died.
his great-great-granddad was a plantation owner and they made it a black and white thing.
No. So that was the left side. But the migrants saying, who cares? These are billionaires. I don't give a fuck about billionaires.
But why? Okay, just the opposite. Who cares? They're fucking migrants. They're not gonna. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck about migrants.
But they're saying billionaires don't need our sympathy. They don't need our help. They're billionaires.
Why
not? No, I don't agree with that. But that's what they're saying.
This guy, for all we know, could have made it on his own. Like he's entitled to everything he fucking made.
Yeah.
So why should he be penalized? Like fuck you.
Right. And the white angle. At first, it took a white angle because they were like, oh, all these white billionaires, and then it turned out
because they're white because black people won't go in the water.
But then it turned out half of them weren't white. Half of them were Pakistani.
You know what I'm saying?
So then it changed. So then they kind of had to negate that or backtrack that. But the right was running a whole other political angle because in these promotional videos and all this promotional material that happened years ago with this company, we saw that the ship was kind of like shoddy, meaning like it was like it looked
not kept up and everything.
It just didn't look like a sub,
What did it look like?
I'll show you a picture.
You're not plugged in, Bronny.
That's all right.
What's the battery at?
If the battery goes down, then the battery is gonna die soon. But I'll do it in a sec. It's right here. It's on the chair. It's right there.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get a picture of the sub. So the inside. Let's see.
I want to see
this. This is the inside. Like this is literally what it looks like. That's the guy. That's the head of the company.
Just sit in that thing for hours.
It's just like a tube, right? There's
not. Who would want to do that?
I don't know. I really don't know. There's.
I want to see some more pictures. Who would want to do that?
So, this is a video. This is a video about it.
No, really.
This is the promotional.
Who would want to do that, Bron?
Well, let's see.
You got to make it bigger.
Yeah. Give me a sec.
An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory
body. This is from over a year ago.
And could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death. Where do I sign? Oh,
This is from
fuse
CBS.
off. That's customary. Okay. Wow.
Like,
Inside,
it looks like a
the sub
shithole.
has about as much room as a minivan.
So this is not your grandfather's submersible. We only have one button. That's it. It should be like an elevator. You know.
Oh, and the computer died.
I told you. Who would want to do
Hold on,
that?
hold on.
I mean, it's literally as tiny, and they have 5 people in that. I want to be one person. And
That was my glass of water.
okay, Bronson. There's a plug right there, Bronny.
I know there was water all over the floor.
Okay, he's gonna make me talk now. I don't understand. First of all, this is the difference between an adult and a child. I told him specifically, make sure it's there. Make sure that's plugged in. He says he doesn't need to. Is it under the carpet? Can you lift the carpet up?
Okay, sorry. We're good. I cleaned up all the water. Don't worry. And it's tile anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay.
It's the point. I get it, but it's the point.
So you saw that video, a little bit of it.
I don't know why anybody would want to go in that. I mean, I'm not sure. It's small in this where we're at right now.
Yeah. And then it's like shitty, and you're spending $250,000, and then it's all controlled. Here, he talks about it here. Look, watch.
One button, he
It
said.
take a lot of skill.
It's all
The
controlled by a...
Titan is the only 5-person sub in the world that can reach Titanic depths,
Well, it can't.
2.4 miles below the sea. It's also the only one with a toilet, sort of. And yet, I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
We can use these off-the-shelf components. I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing with this game controller.
So it's like all just a little Logitech
It seems
plastic
Oh my God.
controller.
That was
is
a
how
Game
they
Boy.
piloted the
That was a Game Boy.
It wasn't even Nintendo, Dad. It was a Logitech. It was an off-brand. No offense, Logitech.
Wait, oh my God.
Yeah, and then so it was shoddy.
I would not do that.
And then the CEO, this guy, had said in like an interview before, he said he didn't want to hire any 50-year-old white men, experienced white men, because that's boring. So he he wanted to be woke, right? So he had like young people on it.
Oh,
So then the right ran with the story. Like I always said, this all became politicized. The left did their thing with the anti-billionaires and pro-migrants, and the right was like, they all died because they went woke.
Because they cut corners.
Well, they definitely cut corners, but like it's not a political thing. And so the whole internet was like freaking out, making it political. And then you want to hear what even gets crazier, which will lead us into our next story. So,
which I'm happy to go into.
yeah, the next story, and it does have to do with this, I think. The next story involves Hunter. Have you heard about all the Hunter Biden stuff?
It's so offensive and ridiculous.
So we're going to talk about that, which dropped 3 days ago, right?
You don't hear about it, yeah.
It dropped the day after this sub went missing.
Mm-hmm.
We've since learned. So we found out the sub went missing, or we found out that the sub officially, like we found the debris, or the military found the debris yesterday evening, right? They announced they were dead in the morning. They found debris in the evening, and then now the next morning, which is this morning, they released video that they said, "Oh, we finally found the debris field." Okay. The Wall Street Journal and then all these other articles started reporting that the Navy, so they reported this afternoon. So you can see the timeline just worked out perfectly for them. This afternoon, it was reported that the Navy heard and knew that there was an underwater implosion based on their readings the day the sub went missing. So the Navy knew this.
They were okay.
The military knew that the sub imploded the day it went missing, but let this entire operation go on.
Why?
Without telling anyone until
Why?
the sub was found. Obviously, I think it was to distract from the Hunter stuff. This episode is brought to you by Manscaped, who are more essential every day as it gets hotter and hotter in the world.
Which you need to use, by the way.
I will. Every Friday, I go
Okay.
in the shower and I do my whole
Gotcha.
thing. So I use the lawnmower on my body and my nether region, and I use the beard hedger on my face.
And the back of your neck you gotta do.
And I use the weed whacker for my nose, my ear hairs.
I use the weed whacker a lot because in my nose and my ears.
Dude, but those ones grow fast.
Because I'm not as hairy as you, and your hair is so coarse. It's amazing. How often do you change blades, or you don't need to? They're so good.
I change every few months
Oh, that's good.
to be sanitary. It's like sanitary. So that's another thing. If you already own Manscaped products and you're not replacing your blades, go and replace the blades.
I need to replace them then.
Yeah, I replace them every few months. Just the water gets under them. It's just to be sanitary,
But it's
and
a
to
gr-
keep them sharp.
It's a great product that doesn't nick. And
All their stuff is
what's my
great.
favorite part of Manscaped? That razor.
Yes.
How do you explain that?
The ultra smooth razor is great. You make your balls feel
You could
as
do your
soft as a
balls, your
baby's
shaft, your
butt,
chest, every fucking thing.
which is
and
kind of wrong to say balls and babies' butts in the same.
And it doesn't
sentence.
chip at all. I mean, nick at all.
No, not at all.
It's unbelievable.
Great. So Manscaped has a great array of products. Go to their website, check it out. It's manscaped.com. You can use the code DaddyIssues20. You'll get 20% off and free shipping. While you're there, I would check out the ball deodorant, the crop preserver. That's like going to be the item of the summer because you put it down there and you don't have to worry about smelling. You don't have to worry about swamp ass. You don't have to worry about sweating down there. You know, if you're out at the beach all day in the summer and then, you know, you meet a girl at the beach and you want to get lucky later, you don't have to worry about it smelling down there even after being out all day because you've deodorized.
You know, we have our listeners. Manscaped has been a loyal supporter. We support them. It's the best product. I'm shocked if you haven't got it, really, by now. We've been talking about it so much because you listen to us, you value what we have to say, you respect what we have to say. I'm telling you, it's a 100% must. It's not expensive. It's a great thing. It's a game changer. Is it not? It's a game changer.
Yep. So go ahead, go to manscaped.com, use the code DaddyIssues20. You'll get 20% off and free shipping.
Oh,
the whole world was captured by this story. All the news, everyone on Twitter, everyone online, everyone was talking about was sub. They dropped the Hunter Biden.
Did you get this from
stuff.
somebody, or you thought of this on your own?
No, I thought of this on my own.
Wow, that's interesting.
I was like, wait, why do we have now? Literally, so all of a sudden, we now just, they release, once they find debris, they release, oh yeah, we actually knew that it imploded 4 days ago. Here, look, I can even bring it up. Let's see. Sub implosion. I think, and there's no way to prove this, I think that they probably knew, right? Or at least had some sense, oh shit, it probably exploded. We got all these readings, all this stuff.
All that money with the search and everything else.
And then they let the whole thing go on and didn't tell anyone until after it was found.
So they dragged it out. 7 more minutes left of oxygen.
They dragged it out because that was all anyone in the news was doing. And then the Hunter Biden thing just so happened to be the day after the sub went missing.
So I listen to Fox. I don't listen to CNN or those liberal stations. So on those other stations, they even talk about Biden or they don't?
I don't know. I haven't been watching. We'll go to the websites, right? Because that's the next thing we'll talk about. But look at this. All this. NPR 4 hours ago, the U.S. Navy heard the likely explosion of the missing tank on sub on Sunday. Sunday, right? That's over a week ago. Just at CBS News 2 hours ago. Just hours into sub's journey, Navy detected sound consistent with an implosion. Bloomberg, 59 minutes ago, U.S. Navy detected some implosion days ago as rescue was underway. Like, come on. Is that not
what
obvious?
What else could the implosion be?
Nothing.
So no, but my question is, do we still have an obligation knowing that there's 8 hours of oxygen left to do a search, or are we going to just rely on what the Navy came up with, some implosion that we have no hard facts for?
No, sure, we still should have done the search 100%. But why